because they are the original one-day bath remodeler. They're a local family-owned business that's been around for 40 years. They own every step in the process to make sure you get the best quality product and the best value. Now get 0% interest for 24 months. Call the people I trust to do the job right, Bathfitter, or visit bathfitternw.com.
Welcome back to the show. Did I hear that Nate Connors is talking trash about us out in the newsroom?
You're checking down, huh? Ready for a little bee. I said, no, it was a safety issue. It was our boss, by the way, Kathy, our boss, complimented us on erring on the side of caution and common sense.
I still think we could have gotten stung. Obviously, we'd be fine. But
I think you're absolutely right.
But the bee guy, he liability reasons, he said, we got to have a medical professional here. He said, you just don't know what these bees are going to do to you. So he was afraid of it. That's very kind of him to be worried for our health. We wanted to err on the side of caution, but I kind of agree with Nate. It felt like we were chickening out, but we weren't. But it feels like we are, so I guess. But I think Nate should still keep his mouth shut. All right.
I swear you were like itching to open the jar of bees because you were holding it and you kept like glancing at the camera and messing with the. Yeah, I was like, we're very close to you just opening it and being like, whoops.
Right before this.
If I get stung, I get stung.
This is behind the scenes, but right before we got on the air, our social media people who do all of our social media and video content for the station, they were in. They're like, oh, fun, you guys are going to get stung. Obviously, it would be painful for us, but good for them.
Good content.
And so they said, great, we're going to come up and film it. And so they were in here filming us when he told us right before we got on the air, oh, by the way, I can't sting you guys. And one of the guys was like, the look on your face. And so
your face,
they did film that, so we do have that video. So you can see that it's genuine and that we actually were finding out as you guys were finding out.
Well, I asked Quentin, I said, so what do you hold a bee and place it on my arm? He goes, oh, you're not getting stung today.
Yeah, no. As soon as he said that, I was like, excuse me, what?
He's like, yeah, what are you, crazy?
Or
Laura took back his coffee, which I thought was the appropriate thing to do.
Quel? I think that's French for what? I don't know. I think it might be. All right. What are we doing here? We doing the Dollar General thing? Did you guys see this self-checkout? We were just talking yesterday about how Costco has this new scan and go feature, which I think is genius. They're testing it, but I think it's going to catch on.
It's going to be huge for them and us, more importantly for us.
It's going to be big for us.
Yeah.
It's a big deal for my life. We're going to be able to scan items at Costco, and then you just put them in your cart and you walk right out. And they're going to have some sort of a digital receipt that shows that you already made that purchase.
Your app is going to be loaded with your payment method.
And then you don't have to wait in line.
Boom, you walk to the front desk. Well, I waited in line behind a guy with 8,000 rolls of toilet paper to get a paper receipt, and you're already out in your car and going home.
Except I wonder if they are not factoring in the downstream consequences of this.
Which are?
Food court. The cafe.
Oh.
Because when I'm standing there in line and I'm wafted, all the smells of those hot dogs and pizzas wafting over me, when do you think I'm making those decisions? Or my kids see the ice cream and they go, Dad, we want an ice cream. And then you go in your head like, yeah, I'm going to give them an ice cream because it's only $1 or whatever it is. It's very cheap. I think they're going to see some cafe problems.
Well, I think that's a more of a kudo to Costco, if I can use that turn of a phrase.
Sure.
Because they're not factoring in the potential loss of food court revenue in exchange for customer convenience.
They may not have thought about it.
Oh, those guys are savvy. They are savvy business owners.
They're playing
Costco.
4D chess.
And I'm eating pizza.
And I'm eating a $1.50 hot dog.
And I guarantee you, no matter when
today,
no matter when you check out or how you check out, the draw that food court is still going to work on you, my friend.
I think you're right. All right. So that's what Costco's doing. Costco's making it easier for you to check out. Dollar General apparently is making it harder for you to check out. They're getting rid of. The retailer has removed self-checkouts from 12,000 stores nationwide. Side note, 12,000 Dollar Generals? That's unbelievable.
There was a piece done.
How many is that per state? I can't even do the math.
12,000
divided by 50. Somebody can let us know. It's just no way to calculate.
240.
240? Are you good at that?
I'm pretty sure.
Laura will check up on that.
Yeah. So here's my thought at Dollar General. Why did they eliminate self-checkout? Was it theft? They had losses totaling $13 at Dollar General through the shoplifting.
What'd you say, 240?
240.
That's right.
I know.
You got a good brain.
Thank you. You
got
can
a
testify,
fine brain.
You can testify
Spike?
that I used no artificial intelligence or calculator-type materials.
Nobody's ever going to accuse you of using
that.
artificial intelligence.
There you go.
It's natural.
I use artificial ignorance. to bring myself down to the people's level.
No, here's what they said. The reason they're getting rid of these, I assume the same thing. I assume
theft.
that.
Yeah, sure.
I assume it was theft because it's like, you made a funny joke earlier. You said they lost $10.
Yeah, up to $10 in losses across their 12,000 stores.
No, they say that's not it. Their income has actually gone up by 8% in the first quarter. $392 million in the first quarter.
Because they weren't paying a cashier, right?
No. They say the removal of self-checkout is sensible because these stores are pretty small and they don't need self-checkout. So they actually are saying that the customer experience of going to a teller is a better experience when you're going to a person because these stores are very small. They're not huge stores.
No, they're not. It's not like a dollar Costco.
Which is why one city might have, and they must, if there's 240 of them per state.
Per state, yeah.
One city must have multiple Dollar Generals. And so they said, we're a small chain. Our stores are small. We don't need self-checkout. They're not trying to get that many people out the door.
Okay.
Pretty amazing.
It's amazing how the Dollar General store, the Dollar Tree stores, all these little places have become so instrumental in economic survival during these last recent years of inflation and price has gone out of control. People are stretching their dollar as far as they can.
A lot of these stores are not $1 anymore.
No.
Like the dollar store,
it's
now like they have stuff up to $5.
It's a $5 store. It's a Fin store. Yeah.
And it's nice stuff, actually.
For $5, is it?
Well,
Really?
yeah. I mean, you're basically shopping at like the dollar store version of Barney's at $5.
Okay.
No better place for tinfoil and Halloween decorations.
Yeah.
All decorations, birthday, Halloween, you name it.
Balloons.
Everything.
You wanna go get a
The
balloon?
Valentine's Day balloons,
Yep,
classic
right.
little heart.
Absolutely.
Oh, love
You
it.
want to get some of those like foil-looking fancy balloons? You want a
Mylar.
fancy balloon?
Little Mylar
I
tank.
was going to call it
Yeah, buddy.
cellophane. That's not right. Mylar. You get a Mylar balloon? Dollar store?
Yeah.
$1.25 now, but whatever. Still pretty good. So you're not going to be able to self-checkout if you go to Dollar General, but that's okay.
You're going to have to spend time with Gladys, and she's happy to help you.
She's happy to help you out.
Loves her job.
All right, we got a lot more coming up. We got Friday favorites. Stick around. We'll be right back.
KIRO Newsradio is right there with you.
A big story developing this morning.
On your smart speaker before you head out the door.
Get the latest live from KIRO Newsradio's Luke Ducey.
Huge impacts for Boeing and Boeing workers.
The office, the gym, anywhere.
Water, like taxes, goes all the way down to the bottom, so it'll either come out of the employee's paycheck or the lack of raise.
KIRO Newsradio. We're on YouTube, our app, your smart speaker, and 97.3 FM.
Progressive knows when you own a boat or RV, it's like you're automatically on vacation, even if you're actually a marriage counselor in the middle of couples therapy. But in your mind, you're camping in Acadia, puttering around Frenchman Bay. Your boat and RV are both protected. You're lobster drenched in butter and... Uh-oh, did your clients just notice you weren't listening? Quick, do the thing where you just repeat back exactly what they said, but as a question. They bought it. Now back to Maine, earning an automatic discount bundling your boat or RV with your home or auto. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime. We're not here to be the biggest. We're here to bring you something we believe is better. Our plans start at just $20. You'll get the same fast nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/facts or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Gain a global perspective and specialized skills that many of today's top employers are seeking with an MBA from University of Maryland Global Campus. Study online and complete your degree in just 16 months for about $21K. Choose from MBA specializations in global business, marketing, HR, finance, and more. Classes start June 11th. Learn more at umgc.edu. That's umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Do you notice sounds coming from your crawl space or attic, or possibly stale or foul odors in your home? This could be that rodents have gotten into your attic and crawl and have made it their home. They tear up the insulation to make nests to have babies. They contaminate it with their biological waste, which can be harmful to your health. And they ruin your home's energy blanket, costing you thousands of dollars a year. If you even think you may have a problem, call Insulation Northwest today, and we will come to your home as soon as tomorrow and perform a free, no-obligation inspection to determine what the problem is. This inspection normally costs $199, but it's yours free just for calling today. If we discover any problem with rodents in your home, we can get them out and keep them out and restore your home's protective insulation blanket back to brand new condition. Let Insulation Northwest give peace and comfort back to you and your family and save you thousands of dollars in energy savings. Call Insulation Northwest today, the real insulation company.
InsulationNorthwest.com.
Business leaders know to solve a problem, you gotta look at it in a new way. Like travel between Seattle and Portland. Why is it such a pain? I-5 traffic, TSA slowdowns, SeaTac hassles. Seaport removes those pain points. We fly out of Boeing Field and a private terminal at PDX. You park for free, steps away from your plane. And with flights every 45 minutes, you're always home for dinner. Problem solved. Seaport Airlines. It's about time.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio, KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Stacey Lynn. The Maryland man mistakenly deported to El Salvador is back in the United States now for prosecution. Kilmar Abrego Garcia has been charged by the Trump administration. Our coverage begins with CBS's Lilia Luciano.
He's being accused of smuggling immigrants from Honduras, Mexico, Ecuador, and other countries with some co-conspirators starting in 2016 up until 2025.
In the afternoon press conference, Attorney General Pam Bondi said,
"These facts demonstrate Abrego Garcia is a danger to our community."
And CBS's Scott McFarland tells us,
Pam Bondi's announcement had more details than the charging documents do, and I want to underscore that. She alleged things during that press conference against Kilmar Abrego Garcia that they have not alleged in court. She made a reference to a murder. She made a reference to young people, youths being trafficked. That's not something we see in the charging documents.
This just in, the Supreme Court says it will allow the Department of Government Efficiency to access Social Security systems with personal data on millions of Americans for now. Meanwhile, a day after President Trump and the former head of DOJ had a very public fallout, our Erica Brown reports.
A senior administration official says President Trump is considering selling the Tesla he bought in March as a show of confidence in Musk.
The red Tesla, worth about $80,000 new, still sits in the White House parking lot. CBS's Linda Kenyon with details on a new round of trade talks with China that take place on Monday.
These talks in London will mark the second round of negotiations between the world's two biggest economies since Trump launched his trade war. He imposed tariffs of 145% against Chinese-made goods, while China responded with punishing tariffs against the U.S.
A high school graduation ceremony in Pontiac, Michigan could have been deadly if it wasn't for authorities being alerted about a threat on social media and arresting a suspect who came armed with weapons. Oakland County Sheriff Michael Bouchard says these actions,
I believe, probably prevented a mass shooting.
A lot of damage in Van Buren, Arkansas from a suspected tornado. This woman says a large glass window fell on her grandfather during the storm.
He had glass all in his arm and he was all scratched up. But when I realized that I couldn't get it by myself, I was like, hey, I asked a neighbor, like, come here, because I need help.
Markets closing in the green this afternoon. The Dow up 443 points. Your NASDAQ closing up 231. S&P 500 up 61. This is CBS News.
A word from Progressive Insurance. Life can be hard, so Progressive can make bundling your home and auto easy. Hope that helps. Learn more at Progressive.com or 1-800-PROGRESSIVE.
Coming up, why Seattle police went into lockdown mode at some of their precincts this week. But first, we go to the Beacon Plumbing Traffic Desk. This report is brought to you by Seattle Sports. Big-time problem on 405. A collision on southbound 405 right at 44th Street in Newcastle, blocking all but the right lane. Traffic already backing up to I-90 and Bellevue. This is on top of the typical congestion for this time of day. 40 minutes right now from Bellevue to Renton. Also a thick backup northbound 405 at that crash scene jammed up all the way down to 167. Those S-curves are slow going right now. Down in Puyallup, SR 512 westbound, it is closed. The two left lanes, that is, they are blocked for, not exactly sure why, but again, pretty big backup down there in Puyallup at 512 westbound. And heavy traffic heading eastbound I-90 between northbound and Snoqualmie Pass. That is due to construction lane closures and heavy weekend traffic as well. On the rest of the map, just building ahead of the afternoon rush and this weekend's. Download the Seattle Sports app to stay in the know with the latest news, scores, and opinions about your favorite teams.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. Several hiking trails in the Cascades are off limits today. This includes a big chunk of the Pacific Crest Trail as search crews continue their manhunt for Travis Decker. He's not been seen since Friday, days before police found the bodies of his 3 daughters at a campsite near Leavenworth. Their mother's attorney, Ariana Kosar, tells KIRO 7 TV Travis never received the proper mental health care for his PTSD.
And she knows that the man, the monster that murdered her babies is not Travis. Some sort of switch has been flipped inside of him.
KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey reports federal agents have now learned Decker recently Googled for information on slipping into Canada.
In an affidavit, U.S. Marshals said Travis Decker searched on Google how to relocate to Canada and how does a person move to Canada. He also searched for available jobs there 3 different times on May 26th, just 4 days before he picked up his 3 young daughters from his ex-wife's home in Wenatchee. Chelan County deputies found the girls' bodies at a campsite near Leavenworth, 11 miles away from the Pacific Crest Trail, which leads directly into British Columbia. Flight data shows a Washington State Patrol plane recently circled that trail from above for hours. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Seattle police recently shut down the lobbies at their headquarters in all 5 precincts. This came after a man allegedly went online and threatened to kill officers. Details from KIRO News Radio's Frank Lindsay.
Seattle Police Detective Eric Munoz says they found out about the man's Instagram post around 8 o'clock Thursday morning.
And he was armed with a knife. He made a video, and he said, and I quote, "I'm on my way to a police precinct to stab one in the throat, see if they stop me."
They quickly tracked down the 32-year-old. When he saw them, he jumped off a second-floor balcony, ducked into another building near Minor and Harrison. He was apparently live streaming all this and planned to break into an apartment and jump out of a window, but police arrested him before he could do that. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
At your forecast brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Gorgeous day today, upper 70s and sunny. Sunday expected to be the hottest day of the year so far. Highs will be in the mid-80s. Tomorrow, upper 70s again. And right now, 75 in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News. It's the all-new Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio.
Welcome back to the show. Just 1 hour left with us. Don't worry, it's going to be a good one, we promise. Can you believe 2 hours are already behind us, Spike? What a fast show.
That's because we're having fun.
It's because we're having fun.
And avoiding pain.
Yeah.
That hurts. That still hurts too much. I know. Too fresh.
It hurts my ego because, not that I have a fragile ego, but a little bit. I was determined to get stung today. And I've been telling the audience, and my word is my bond. And I tell my kids, there's nothing more important than making sure that you do what you say you're going to do. And then we find out live on the air that we can't get stung because of liability reasons.
Common sense, safety and all that.
But we're going to fix that, and we're going to fix that. So we don't have to use common sense, and we are going to get stung sometime in the near future.
We can have both, man.
We're working on it. Yeah, no, we'll be smart. We'll have an EpiPen around or whatever the doctors say you need, if they're even real. But we do have Friday favorites right now, which is a ton of fun. We're excited about it. A lot of great stories we've covered this week. Laura, what was your favorite story this week? Tell us about it.
Can you guys guess?
I actually can.
I bet I can guess.
You can guess?
I bet it was probably back from, was it Monday's show? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, it was Monday's show.
I bet when we met a local expert who came on to tell us how the tragic bee spill of Whatcom County.
Oh, is this from
was
our...
being mitigated. Yes.
It's our beekeeper.
Our beekeeper.
Our beekeeper is my Friday favorite.
Our first encounter with...
But he was on live with us a second ago.
Yeah.
So is that your Friday favorite?
Yeah.
From just today?
This week was like beekeeper week, and the whole saga I just adored. I loved
She
it. And look at
adored
all
it.
this free honey.
I can tell we got a lot of free honey. Yeah, but that's not why we did it. That was just a side benefit. But yes, we hit so earlier this week there was a big. Actually, no, it was late last week.
Last Friday.
Was it Thursday or Friday? We found out there was a big giant bee spill in Whatcom County.
I'm gonna say Friday morning, but memory's not what it used to be. Hopefully, if I get stung by a bee, it'll help my memory.
Let's call it end of week last week.
Yeah.
Talk about a road closure.
Right.
Yeah.
So Monday we wanted to know what was
250 million bees. You got to tell them the story. 250 million bees. They thought.
At first, report. Then it was determined at a more accurate, less frenzied count. 15 million bees were spilled up in Whatcom County on
I'm
a
calling it Bee-Gate.
the blown up numbers.
Bee-Gate.
People are saying that what was going to be the aftermath? How much damage was done to the pollinating bee community?
Mm-hmm.
Or what stage was the recovery in? The road got open pretty quickly, but we went with Quentin. We met Quentin Guillaume, the French beekeeper. Guillaume, who told us that basically you had to let the situation settle down. Let the bees gather. Let them return to their fallen hives.
He's very
and then,
thoughtful of bees, yes.
Monday, they came in and they collected and restored what they could to the various hives and put them in new hives when applicable and rescued almost 80% of these bees. We learned so much about the pollination industry and how it affects us in the Northwest and everywhere, because those bees were on their way probably to, Idaho or somewhere even further east to pollinate clover fields or whatever it may be.
I know more about bees this week than I ever thought I would learn.
It sounds like it was Spike's favorite story, too.
I'm a big proponent of beekeeping.
Of bees?
I see the stories about the bees.
I'm a big proponent of bees. People say that about me.
They do. They say it all the time. They're instrumental to the survival of our species.
Sure.
And you keep hearing these stories of these mass bee extinctions, and they don't know whether it's cell towers or whatever, transmission interference that's causing the loss of literally billions and billions and billions of bees.
Depression? Who knows?
Could be depression.
Who knows what it is? They just decide, I don't want to go on.
It's urban development.
Yeah.
What used to be a clover field is now a home. 36 beautiful individual family homes.
It's unbelievable.
Right.
Laura, I just have to, I hope I'm not putting you on the spot, but my mom watches the show.
Yeah.
Did you know that? She watches.
I didn't know that.
And she said that she thought he was very cute, the beekeeper. And she says she thought you two look very nice sitting next to each other. I hope I'm not putting you on the spot.
We got a couple texts like that on the text line, too.
So take that for what it's worth. But yeah, he was great, and he told us all about the bees. He ended up not stinging us, but, fingers crossed, he'll sting us another time.
There you go. We will live to sting again.
Live to be stung another day.
Yep.
Did you have any more of that story, Laura? Was there anything else to that story?
No, unless you guys want me to play that Rick and Morty beekeeping bit.
I don't know what that is.
You haven't heard this?
No.
Oh,
Is
this went
this visual or is this audio?
No, it's audio. It went mega viral on TikTok
Rick and
last
Morty,
year.
the cartoon?
Yeah.
All right, let's hear it.
Look at your dad, such a dork keeping bees. I mean, it's at least it's interesting though. At least I wish my dad kept bees. I mean, it's kind of cute. Like, your dad keeps bees. How old is your dad? He's obviously beekeeping age. I don't know. I think it's kind of sweet.
She liked him? Is that what this joke is?
Summer, I want to your dad.
Oh, really?
Oh, okay. Okay.
This is from Rick and Morty.
So do you guys ever hear someone who's Gen Z saying, "Oh, I think he's beekeeping age"? Now you know what that means.
Way to turn
I
us
had
on.
never heard that.
Look at the size of Andrew's eyes while we played that video. I mean,
The size of my eyes.
I made sure it was censored.
Move away.
Almost. Close.
All right,
Pretty
family
close.
show. All right, Spike, let's move off of the bees.
Yes.
Let's move off of the bees. What is your favorite story of the week?
My favorite story of the week was fresh pollen. No, I'm kidding. It's not beekeeping. You brought this story to my attention today, and I got to tell you, the NBA was dead to me. I've made no secret about the fact that when the Sonics left Seattle, I gave up my love of professional basketball. I still root for the college game.
As you should.
Right.
Do you follow Danny O'Neill on X? You don't go on X too much, but Danny O'Neill. Danny O'Neill, who used to work here. You remember when Danny was here?
Yeah, you bet.
All right. So Danny's kind of a buddy from back in the day when he was here, and now he lives. I believe he's on the East Coast now, and he's very prominent and does very well on all of his different things. He's a great writer, and he does a lot of just everything sports coverage. But he's a funny follow on X, so I highly recommend him, at Danny O'Neill. But he posted this photo, and I have this here. He posted a picture of him dressed in full Sonics regalia.
Old school Sonics, baby.
Old school Sonics regalia. We're talking like Rain Man, Sean Kemp. This is probably 1994 Sonic
I think
logo.
it might be X-Men. It's way back. It's the half-circle basketball with the city skyline inside. It's
fantastic.
beautiful.
This is the one that
Yeah.
I grew up wearing.
There
I
you
grew
go.
up wearing this logo. There you go. So he's wearing this logo, and he's basically saying that somebody had approached him on the street. He's wearing all this stuff, and they said, "Are you?" Yeah, we got a picture of it up right now on YouTube. And they asked him if he was rooting for the Pacers, and he says absolutely not. And he's rooting for the Thunder. He says absolutely not. He's actively rooting against them.
Yeah, he's a beacon of green.
So we have all become, every former Sonic fan is now probably a massive Pacers fan, which is nice because the Pacers won.
Well, that's why this is my favorite piece of audio of the week. Because the NBA's been dead to me since the Sonics left. But you brought in a piece of the last night's NBA Finals Game 1, the final moments of the game, and the Pacers came from a 15
They rallied for a 15-point deficit to win the game.
Right, but it was
in the final quarter.
I hate pro announcers in the NBA. I think they all just try to sound like they're so smart. They want to be this. They want to know everything, and they don't capture the emotion.
Yeah.
Of the NBA, to my liking. I think college guys still do it.
Baseball does such a good job about this. Baseball does such a great job. They ride the emotion with the crowd. NBA guys are like too cool for school. I totally agree with you.
Exactly, right? They're all experts. And when I played the game and we didn't play, the game has changed. It's not the game.
You know what I think it is? I'm just saying this as we're talking. I'm thinking about this. I think that a lot of the announcers for the NBA are former players.
Yes.
And so they kind of have to act a little nonplussed because they've been there before and they don't want to act like too excited for somebody else.
Right.
Most baseball announcers, like really good baseball announcers, there are a few exceptions. So like what's his face who just passed away recently? He was a former player, Milwaukee.
Oh, Bob Uecker. Sure,
Bob Uecker.
Rest
but like you think of a guy like Niehaus. Yeah. Niehaus is not a professional player.
No.
He was a professional broadcaster.
And a fan since childhood.
Yep,
and they grew up in loving the game.
Or like Vince Scully. Did Vince Scully play?
Nope.
No, he was just a broadcaster. But it's a whole different element to the game. Like you can't have the game without those baseball broadcasters.
Right.
I mean, you could. It's not going to exist without it. But I mean, it could exist without it. But they add so much to it. That's one of the sports where listening to it is actually kind of just as good as watching it.
Yeah, I would agree.
They add so much to it. But you're right, NBA announcers, it's a different thing.
And then you showed me
it's a visual sport.
Then you showed me the Korean broadcast team's coverage.
Somebody on YouTube actually thinks that it's from Japan.
Is it Japan?
I don't know. I saw it on X. Somebody on X said this is the Korean coverage of the finals.
I want to get it right because I want to give proper tribute and accolades to these guys.
Truth is, neither of us speak those languages. No. We don't know. So it sounds like whatever, but we think it's great. Who's ever announcing, if it's Japanese, if it's in Korean, they're very good at their job, and they make it very exciting. And then we have a video of this too, right?
없이 가요. 자, 언더독 인디애나가 익숙한 상황을 맞이합니다. 하리버튼
It just sounds like a Bruce Lee fight movie, doesn't it?
Awesome.
I love it. It's so exciting.
They
make it so
rekindled
fun.
my love of the game, the enthusiasm in their voices.
And you can hear the Thunder losing all momentum.
Oh,
and
you
steam.
watch, and if you watch the video, you can see, 99.999% of the crowd dressed in, it's a whiteout in Oklahoma City, and the three Pacer fans behind their bench going bananas. And those two guys, for whatever nation they're from, broadcasting from the because you've been up in Media Row, right, for the broadcast. So it's professionalism up there. It's buttoned down up there. These guys were going bananas. They're breaking windows.
God bless them.
Just absolutely magic. The magic coverage and the true passion of the game came through those announcers' voices, and I wanted to just say thank you.
Good. I love it. That's an excellent pick for a Friday favorite. All right. My Friday favorite was a story we did. What day did we do this story? This would have been on Monday as well. It's just Tuesday. It might be Tuesday. It doesn't matter. Earlier in the week. There was a woman who went viral because she was out hunting for geoducks.
Oh, my God. No. I love the video. I know where you're going. I love the video. Gooey duck.
I know you keep correcting me.
I know, but I love you, buddy.
I read it phonetically. It's spelled geoduck, and I feel wrong saying a gooey duck.
Okay.
I also say Puyallup. No, I know it's geo. What is it?
Pile up.
Gooey duck.
Gooey duck.
Gooey duck. So there's a woman.
Sequium.
We're going to play a video here of this woman. She's. I assume this is in. Where is this at? Long Beach or something?
Quilcene.
Quilcene.
This is a Quilcene of lady.
Look at this picture of this lady who is just all you see. It looks fake. Now let me ask you this, Spike. Your family hunts for
gooey duck.
All the time.
Yeah.
Is this a common sight? Are we all just people from the outside who just go like, why does this lady only have a lower half and why is it sticking up?
It's not that level of dedication is not a common sight.
People don't normally go her full upper body.
People who know what they're doing actually get to it before it gets 3 feet away. Gooey ducks, well, the reason that you put that circular, if you're looking at the video, she's got a gooey duck trap, which is literally like a bottomless barrel.
Yeah.
Like imagine a 2-foot diameter toilet paper tube that's 3 foot long,
like
made of metal, with big handles, and you drive it into you back and forth, steer it in the ground like you're driving a bus, and you sink it around the gooey duck spout that's prevented at the surface. That way the thing can't flee from you when you start digging it out. Smart people get to it before it's 3 foot deep. And she's literally chasing this gooey duck as it's trying to escape.
It's unbelievable.
And she didn't just reach in. She stuck her head in. She stuck her shoulders in. She is literally waist deep, completely upside down on her knees outside this hole in the beach.
What's crazy too is the only thing that you can see in the video is, and it looks very fake because her body just disappears, like an ostrich with his head in the sand or something.
The whole body half.
Her whole upper body, and then it's just waist. Tramp stamp and behind sticking up, and it's the funniest looking thing because now she's kind of gyrating to try to get down.
She's got 2 hands on this gooey duck as it's trying to escape and dig its way away from her in the subterranean sand.
It looks like tremors, like she's being sucked under or something.
And I think that's a 1977 Pontiac Trans Am logo on her lower back with dedication to the cause. Right?
You're not even joking.
Right? I'm not kidding.
Look at her friend now is grabbing her by the waist, helping her up. Her head was underwater.
That's why they call her bad. She was. Look at her. And
I don't know how
she lost the grip on it.
I don't know how she squeezed in there. Honestly, I'm not. It's not a commentary on her weight or anything. I'm just saying I don't know how somebody can get in there.
I don't think I'd have the dedication and commitment to the food source.
I couldn't do it either.
What a beautiful.
I'm also allergic to shellfish, so it would be.
Would do you no good. There you go. Look, and they brought it out.
Good golly! How much do these things sell for? Your families?
They go literally hundreds of dollars a pound. They're huge. In the
are they? Do they taste good? Why are
they're
they so
a delicacy
much money?
in the Asian market. They catch these and ship these overseas for hundreds of dollars per pound.
Wild.
Yeah.
This is the woman. She's speaking to Fox 13 after the video went viral, and she's talking about it.
I saw an opportunity to get both hands in there instead of just kind of doing the reach thing, and maybe I could get to it quicker because the tide was coming in. So, yeah, I just kind of dove in.
Unreal, and she was able to do it. And good for her.
Yeah, man.
I actually have audio. This is exciting. I'm going to play you some audio. This is...
is it from Rick and Morty? Because we could skip that.
It's not from Rick and Morty.
Okay, great.
Yeah, we should skip that.
Laura.
This is the...
amazing.
When they got this gooey duck, they actually connected a camera to it. And when they shipped it over... Where do you say they sell this at?
The gooey duck?
The gooey ducks. Where is it? A delicacy?
It's a delicacy in Japan.
In Japan.
I mean, massive.
All right. Well, this is audio, apparently. I don't know if this is true. This is audio. They shipped the gooey duck over to Japan.
Okay.
With a camera.
Is this the arrival, like when we get Cop River salmon?
They opened it up, and they were so impressed by it. And this is,
자, 언더독 인디애나가 익숙한 상황을 맞이한다. 할리버튼 버텨내는데요.
Listen to them. They're holding it over their heads.
They love gooey duck.
Look at the crowd reaction.
Unreal.
Wow. 0.3초.
They pay so much money for it. They really love gooey duck.
But it's quite the aphrodisiac.
Yeah. Is it really?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Not for me. Again, I'm allergic to shellfish, so it's a complete opposite reaction.
You've managed to father 4 boys without it. That says a lot about you.
Ducks?
That says a lot about you, my friend.
Yeah, I don't need any gooey ducks.
Yep. No artificial stimulants needed for the Skorheim. No, sir.
Nope.
Yep. And then he takes out a wasp nest.
Got awkward. And he takes
I can't believe we didn't pick that. That should have, see, if we hadn't done so much bee coverage, that would have been my video of the week. If you hadn't brought in the Asian NBA broadcast marvel.
You're right.
I would have gone with Jake Skorheim, Wasp Hunter.
Sure.
That thing,
Tell you what, when we
lost
come
your
back,
mind.
when we come back from the break, very quickly, we're going to get to your text, but we'll play a little bit of the video for anyone who has a chance to see it.
And I put it on our Facebook. So if you're not following us on Facebook,
you can watch it on our Facebook.
You absolutely should be.
Perfect.
Jake and Spike Show.
All right.
It is a tribute to bravery and fatherhood and
you
home ownership.
What makes a man? Somebody once asked. Yeah. We'll show you when we come back. All right, we'll be right back.
Hours brought to you by Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens.
You listen to Seattle's morning news every morning. What do Charlie and Manda listen to every afternoon?
I absolutely love listening to John Curley because he makes you think, which I love.
John has a real special talent in being able to talk about the topics we care about, but he's always trying to make it fun. And you're going, oh, this guy actually gets it.
The John Curley Show, weekdays 3 to 7. Watch The John Curley Show live on YouTube or the KIRO Newsradio App.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it'd go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was gonna unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, it's Mike Rohn. If I have a choice, I like to do business with companies that actually stand for something. That's why I switched from Verizon to Pure Talk. No offense to Verizon, I'm sure they stand for something. I just don't know what it is. Pure Talk, on the other hand, is a veteran-owned company that supports our military in a big way, and I appreciate that. Yeah, I also appreciate unlimited talk and text and plenty of data for half the cost of the big guys, and I do like being on America's most dependable 5G network for just $20 a month, but what I really appreciate is no contract, no cancellation fees, and Pure Talk's commitment to handle all their customer service in this country. I saw it for myself. I went to Georgia, I got a tour of their headquarters, I met their CEO, and I talked to the same customer service folks that you'll talk to when you dial pound 250 and say keyword Mike Rowe. Switch today and save 50% off your first month when you dial pound 250 and say keyword Mike Rowe. Pure Talk. A wireless company that actually stands for something.
Progressive knows there are some surprisingly expensive things in life, like frames. Because you found a classic 70s concert poster. But when you went to get it framed, you realized the frame will cost about 4 times the amount of the poster. Which is actually absurd because no one will be looking at the frame, and if they are, then you severely overestimated how cool this poster is. But then you remember by switching your home and auto to Progressive, you could save hundreds and put it towards a classic 70s concert poster in an absurdly overpriced frame. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Chuck McDowell here again. Over the years, I've seen way too many timeshare exit companies pop up, take folks' money, and disappear. I just saw an ad from an exit company started by a couple of bozos that used to work for me. My advice, don't hire bozos I'll fire. Want out of your timeshare? I'll send you our free timeshare exit info kit explaining your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free kit. Call 800-995-2929. That's 800-995-2929.
Hi, I'm Keith Dashafee, owner of Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. We're celebrating 100 years of Pella excellence with an offer as strong as our legacy. Get $100 off every window, $100 off every door, and enjoy 100 days with no interest and no payments. It's our way of saying thank you for letting us be a part of your homes for a century. Visit PellaPNW.com to schedule your free consultation today. Pella, 100 years strong.
You know what's faster than your paycheck? Literally everything. It's time to get your pay up to speed. With EarnIn, you can access your pay as you work instead of waiting days and weeks for a paycheck. Get up to $150 a day with a max of $750 between paydays. No interest, no credit checks, and no mandatory fees. Because, hey, it's your money. Download the EarnIn app now to get it and join millions of people making any day payday. That's EARNIN. EarnIn is not a bank. Access limits are based on your earnings and risk factors. Available in select states. Expedited transfers available for a fee. Terms and restrictions apply. Visit EarnIn.com for full details.
Here in the Pacific Northwest, windows can be one of the best investments you can make to add value to your home. At Dunn Lumber, we have designated Marvin window specialists who have been trained by Marvin to best serve your needs. If you need help finding the right windows for your home, come by one of our 4 Dunn Lumber window showrooms or reach out to me personally, Mike Dunn at DunnLumber.com.
Dunn Lumber,
building success together.
If you want a dream bathroom without a humongous price tag, now's the time to call Bathfitter Northwest. Ursula Royteen here. I picked Bathfitter because they are the original one-day bath remodeler. They're a local family-owned business that's been around for 40 years. They own every step in the process to make sure you get the best quality product and the best value. Now get 0% interest for 24 months. Call the people I trust to do the job right, Bathfitter, or visit bathfitternw.com.
Discover one of the new inventions in home comfort with mini split systems from Home Comfort Alliance. Call now for a free consultation and get 18 months same as cash financing. Visit homecomfortalliance.com today.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. A mistakenly deported man is back on U.S. soil and now facing federal charges.
Abrego Garcia has landed in the United States to face justice.
U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi says Abrego Garcia is accused of human trafficking for allegedly trying to smuggle illegal migrants into the U.S. CBS's Scott McFarland has more.
According to the charging documents reviewed by CBS News, the feds allege declaratively that Kilmar Abrego Garcia is an MS-13 conspirator and has been transporting MS-13 members by the thousands for $1,000 a trip across the country.
A judge ordered Abrego Garcia's return from a prison in El Salvador weeks ago after the administration admitted he was deported by mistake. FBI says it thwarted a planned bombing and mass shooting at Three Rivers Crossing Mall in Kelso, Washington, that is just north of the Oregon border. KIRO 7 TV's Eric Thomas says an Oregon teen is now facing charges.
FBI agents detailing what they found after arresting the teen at his home in Columbia County, Oregon.
There were 3 firearms seized, multiple boxes of various types of ammunition, 4 knives.
Authorities say they found a map of the mall, a route the shooter would follow, and a plan to use an explosive device known as a chlorine bomb, all in an effort to cause panic and then shoot people in the mall who could be leaving the movie theater inside.
Thousands of local grocery workers at Kroger and Albertson stores have voted to strike. Union workers say they are still on the job, and all sides will return to the bargaining table next week. Employees say they're demanding more money, better benefits, and higher staffing levels. Well, this Sunday should be the hottest day of the year so far. Highs will reach the mid-80s. And as KIRO News Radio's meteorologist Ted Beener says, Washington is abnormally dry right now.
And a big chunk of the North Cascades, Central Cascades, even down into the South Cascades, extending west to near the I-5 corridor, is in moderate drought condition.
He anticipates some water restrictions for things like agriculture and hydropower in the very near future. Let's go now to the Beacon Plumbing Traffic Desk at 2:32. This report brought to you by Beacon Plumbing. All lanes back open on 405 at North 44th Street in Newcastle. This follows an earlier crash that had each direction, at least some lanes blocked. Right now, southbound 405 backups extend back to Northeast 8th and Bellevue. Still a 37-minute drive from downtown Bellevue to Renton. That's about a 15-minute delay. Renton to Bellevue looking at about a 30-minute trip, still thick, starting at around 167. Down near Lakewood, got a crash on I-5 northbound at South 72nd Street, causing about a 1 or 2 mile backup there. Rest of the map starting to get busy. Looking at about an hour-long drive now from Tacoma to Olympia, slow going through JBLM. Also very heavy on eastbound I-90 between North Bend and Snoqualmie Pass. This is due to road work and also just your typical weekend traffic. And again, traffic building in the usual slow spots. For all of your heating, electrical, septic, and mechanical needs, stop freaking and call Beacon. Weather now brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Mid-70s today, upper 70s tomorrow, and then 80s on Sunday and again on Monday. Right now, 77 in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
All right, welcome back to B Central. Just all these B stories today. All right, we got your text messages. We're going to get to those in just a second. A lot of stuff to talk about. Your reaction to... We started the show today talking for almost a whole first segment about D-Day. Today's the 81st anniversary of D-Day. Obviously, that's a big one, so we're going to get your reaction to that and many other stories that we covered today. But before we get into that, I did share a video with you guys earlier. Earlier in the week, I told you about a beehive that I had at my house. Some hornets had converted they came in and they converted the place into a beehive or into a hornet's nest.
Yeah, dude, that's the thing. This is much more dangerous than you were aware of.
I didn't know it was so dangerous.
I know, that's what I'm saying. You keep saying beehive, and this is a hornet's nest.
Wasp, a hornet, we don't even know. Yeah. It's dangerous, whatever. Hornets are apparently the most dangerous thing they could have been, and I think they were hornets. And we had our beehive bee expert, beekeeper Quentin Guillon in with us earlier, and he was telling us that he thought it was hornets, which make it the most dangerous it could be. And so this morning, I decided I can't let these things stick around in my yard with kids out there playing. No. And so we're going to have a little birthday tomorrow for my son who turns 1. There's going to be a bunch of, my nieces are going to be over, my siblings and their kids, my parents. It's going to be a gorgeous spring day in Seattle. Temperatures near 70, 80 degrees. Last thing I want is for all the kids to get stung by these hornets. So I had to TCB. And so I TCB'd this morning with a garbage bag, and we have a little video we can show for you right now. If you're watching on YouTube, you're watching on mynorthwest.com. This is me walking up. Go ahead and you can play it, Laura. This is me walking up to the beehive. I'm surrounding, these are 2 contractor bags, which is advice I took from one of the listeners because they can't chew through 2 big black bags. I'm lifting the beehive up. They've taken over a birdhouse hanging 6-7 feet off the ground. No, 2 feet, 2.5 feet. Is that all it is? That far up? Well, that's how it's shorter than me. You're bent over. I'm sorry. Here, let's put the audio up on this, Laura. I always see you as 7 foot tall when I look at you. That's my problem. That's nice. Here's Jake doing the stupidest thing I've ever seen him do. Yeah, this was dumb. No gloves, no protection, no face protection, and then literally you did snatch it fast and you snapped off the limb like a champ.
Move away.
My wife's run.
Right,
and there's the pretty mad. Yikes.
As Quentin said, there literally are thousands of those that had been out foraging from that hive, from that nest. I don't know about, there's a lot. I don't know about thousands, but I can see literally 100 in this photo.
There's probably 100 in this shot right
which
here.
means that they were out foraging, and they were coming back to the hive.
Doing whatever bees do. Or
hornets do, which is attack and defend. Anyway, I'm glad you're okay.
My adrenaline was through the roof, but sometimes men have to do things that are hard, and I had to be a hard man today, and I had to do something hard.
Yeah.
And I had to protect my family from those vicious little hornets who decided to try to come on in. And they were, I've seen my girl. They were trying to, they might have been targeting my family. I don't know.
You had an incident a couple weeks ago where you took out a nest, a ground nest.
It was a year ago, but
it was a year. Oh, it was a year ago. Okay.
But I got stung a bunch, and so I knew what the repercussion was if I didn't do it correctly. Yeah. I didn't get any stings this morning. The Lord was with me, and I was very fortunate. And sometimes when you take dumb risks, it does pay off. And so that happened today for me. That was really great. All right, should we get to some of these text messages? Please. We got a bunch to get to. Laura, why don't you start us off?
On D-Day, Mike in Sultan says, "Hi, guys. Thanks for talking about this today. My grandfather was a tank driver in World War II and survived D-Day."
That's amazing.
He sent a photo as well.
Oh, 160,000 Allied troops hit Normandy that day. 4,000 losses for Allies, and I think about 2,501 for U.S. Troops died on the beach that day. And we saw this picture too. This is amazing. We showed this earlier, but there was 4% of the beach of Normandy still
of the sand that is on the
sand is magnetic shrapnel that they can actually, if you take a scoop up of the sand and you put it under a microscope. It's shrapnel from D-Day, which is unbelievable. Oh, yeah, we have a picture of it up right now. It's so, I don't know, there's something about that that's just, it's almost poetic.
It is. It puts it in perspective for you. Benny says, as far as fascinating history goes, nothing comes close to World War II. And the D-Day was the day that changed the course of history.
Yeah, it did. Absolutely. Unicycle Mike says, my uncle went to the beach of Normandy and he collected sand from D-Day, and then he gave that to me since I was in the Marine Corps. Well, that's awesome. Mike, thank you for your service, by the way, also. And you must be very proud of your grandpa. That's very cool.
Nathan in Bellevue says, dudes, I just rewatched Band of Brothers a month or two ago. It's amazing how many future stars were in that thing. Great series.
Oh, yeah.
Every single person's in it.
Yeah, you bet.
Name an actor. Young Michael Fassbender.
That's right.
Yep. Young, who was the guy who played in, I'm blanking here on his name. He's a great actor. He was in that creepy M. Night Shyamalan movie where he has multiple personalities.
I know exactly the guy you're talking about.
James something. He was also in X-Men movies. James McAvoy.
McAvoy?
James McAvoy.
He played the young Professor X.
He's great.
Yeah, he's fantastic, and he had little bitty tiny role in Band of Brothers.
Yeah,
those guys were just—it was a brilliant cast.
It's a brilliant.
Tom
cast.
Hanks' kid, Colin Hanks.
Colin Hanks. Is Tom Hardy in it too?
I don't know. I'll take a look. I'll take a look deeply into the cast.
Tons of great people.
But anyway, it's a brilliant show, and it does pay fitting tribute to the greatest generation.
You got to read Fernando's. Read Fernando's.
My favorite line of Band of Brothers is, "I'm not a hero, but I serve in a group of heroes. That is Colonel Dick Winters."
Yep.
Major.
Yep.
By the time he had field commissioned his way through the series.
Fernando says totally cue the waterworks, full on ugly cry. He's totally right about that.
He is.
When it gets to that point, you're just like, man, these guys, what they lived through, what they sacrificed for all of us, it's humbling.
And they open every episode they open every episode with an interview with the surviving members of Easy Company.
Yeah.
These are gentlemen. This was 20-some years ago. These are gentlemen in their 80s
at the time. Yeah.
When this video was made. Yeah.
Yeah.
That were talking about what they went through, and that is the quote. "I'm not a hero, but I served with a group of heroes."
So good. So good. All right, on our let's see here, on our lack of a bee sting. Yep, there was a little bit of a wah when he wouldn't sting us. Tin Hat Jason says, "I have mixed emotions on the no stinging thing. I'm happy that the girls are not going to be executed live for entertainment because there was female. He brought in female bees.
He did. Barbara said, "Thank you. I have seen people with anaphylaxis at 70 after lifelong stings. Stop, Jake. You have kids. Don't play around."
I appreciate you, Barbara. I do appreciate your concern. I absolutely do. Thank you.
Doug in Mount Vernon says, "To be or not to be, 'tis nobler to suffer the slings and arrows of outraged texters or take issue with HR and legal."
Very nice.
Thank you, Doug.
Thank you, Doug. That's great. 206 says, "After you guys get your bee stings, you can have a Washington State Trooper, Rick Johnson, come in to tase you. That would be great on YouTube." Dory did that.
Getting tased?
He got tased live on the air.
Yeah.
That one actually worries me. To get tased live on the air. I don't know what my reaction to that
Are
would
there
be.
different settings
Yes.
to a taser? Like, what's the lowest tasing?
Doesn't the barb stick in you? Doesn't it go
There
like...
are two kinds of tasers. My kids all carry the contact tasers.
Sure.
They have the 2 points, and if you touch them together, that sends the arc through an attacker.
Yep.
Then there's also the
one that shoot out the barbs.
Shoot them, and the barbs stick in below your skin.
I watched them use that on a guy at the airport once.
Really?
I don't
Yeah.
want to.
He
We're not
probably
doing that
went
live.
down.
Oh, yeah, he went down fast.
And then
Well,
flopped like a
he was on
fish.
something because he kept running with the barbs in him, and
Oh,
then they
really?
tased him again, and then he went down. Yeah, it was in the lazy river of cars coming in.
Oh, there you go.
And my roommate was coming to pick me up, and she was right in front of the guy, and I got in the car, and we were both just like, we didn't even know what to say to each other, like wide-eyed. We just watched that happen.
I'd be worried. Full disclosure, I'd be worried I'd mess myself. If somebody,
Me
if
too.
somebody
Well,
tased me,
I have heart. I have
Most
a heart,
people do, right?
I have
On
heart
camera.
issues. I have bigger.
well, you can't do it
concerns,
if you
but
have
I can't
heart
do it.
issues. Yeah.
You know, I was on a morning show, and we didn't do it, but we have friends who put a shock collar on one of their sidekicks, one of the stunt boy types, and they literally would shock them throughout the course of the show.
Really?
Just give them little, like you do your dog, the anti-bark collars for your dog.
Very cruel.
Well, my partner had put a no barking collar on his dog.
Oh, and they said, "Hey, if you like it so much, why don't you wear it?"
Right.
It's kind of funny though.
It was great radio.
Let's see. Very finally on geoducks, Scott the Snot in Furcrest said you should get a geoduck expert on the show. It's pronounced gooey duck. I'm aware of that, folks. I get a lot of texts about my mispronunciation. That's a great idea. We should have a gooey duck expert, although we kind of have a resident gooey duck expert, which is you.
Well, no, actually, the truly unpleasant Mrs. O'Neill, I'm sure she'd be happy to come in and teach you at least how to say it.
Has she ever been on the radio before?
Not with our show.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, she was a regular on the
She's
Bob
funnier
Brooks
than
show.
you are. No offense.
No, none taken. I know it.
That's very offensive.
I'm not funny, but I live in the company of funny.
That's funny.
There you go.
That's funny. It's a good callback. All right, we got a lot more coming up. Stick around. We'll be right back.
You listen to Seattle's morning news every morning. What do Charlie and Manda listen to every afternoon?
I absolutely love listening to John Curley because he makes you think, which I love.
John has a real special talent in being able to talk about the topics we care about, but he's always trying to make it fun. And you're going, oh, this guy actually gets it.
The John Curley Show, weekdays 3 to 7. Watch The John Curley Show live on YouTube. or the KIRO Newsradio app.
Hi, it's John Curley. Longevity Medical Clinic has been helping people live longer, healthier lives for more than 25 years. I've recently talked with Dr. Mixon about his approach to proactively focusing on prevention. Dr. Mixon, I first met you in 2009, and I went in there and I told you I wasn't feeling well, couldn't gain any muscle mass, couldn't sleep well, I was stressed out, and you looked at me and you said, yeah, I know what your problem is.
And all we did was we measured your values and we moved your values back to those of a nice, healthy 25-year-old man.
I have taken your blood work to my doctor, and he was shocked. He couldn't believe the depth in which you study my blood.
We need to draw a distinction between living a long time and getting old. And that's what longevity is all about, is we are here to do the measurements and help you fix those problems.
So get your free health analysis. Go to longevitymedicalclinic.com. That's longevitymedicalclinic.com.
G. Scott here with former Seahawks Cliff Averill and Doug Baldwin. I heard you guys are having a celebrity pickleball tournament to raise money for Nourishing Champions. Why pickleball?
Obviously, it's a growing sport, but also this model is that we will actually be playing with community.
We are the most competitive people, so regardless of how sorry Doug might be, he will be out there competing like it's a Super Bowl.
Sign up for the Celebrity Pickleball Tournament, open to all skill levels. For details, go to championsofchangefoundation.org/pickleball.
Start having fun. Caesar Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino Resort is your #1 place to eat, drink, watch, and have fun. Keep up with your favorite sports anywhere and everywhere on property with the mobile app. Visit muckleshootcasino.com today. Scan the QR code and let the play begin.
Muckleshoot. This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Pro Paint Days are back at Lowe's, and My Lowe's Pro Rewards members can save even more with limited time deals. Right now, buy one, get one half off select HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams Primer and Ceiling Paint. Plus, get free same-day delivery to your job site when you order by 2 p.m. Offer valid through 6/13, delivery by 8 p.m., subject to driver availability. Additional terms apply. See Lowe's.com/same-day delivery for details.
This could be the oddest gift anyone's ever given me.
But I'll bet you use it.
When the time is right, I suppose.
That's the idea.
A plunger.
An Apollo plumbing plunger.
Free for me?
Actually, free to everyone we visit.
Because?
We believe some things you can do on your own.
And if this plunger can't fix it?
Apollo Plumbing will.
Just like that.
You call, we come. It's fixed.
Wouldn't you rather I just call?
You're welcome to.
Okay.
But for a simple backup?
Something I can solve myself?
Try your free plunger.
I'll admit it's kind of spiffy.
Apply a little pressure.
And if it still won't clear?
Call Apollo Plumbing.
The ready right now plumbers.
Our big blue trucks come stocked full of fixes.
And a plunger wielding plumber.
A clean screen trained and trustworthy Apollo plumber.
They come in a jiffy.
Arriving when promised to put plumbing problems in your past.
And give me a free plunger.
That too.
You know, I kind of like this plunger.
I'm sure it'll come in handy.
Just like Apollo Plumbing.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
Hey 12, Steve Rabel here, voice of your Seattle Seahawks. The wait is over, and tickets are on sale now for our historic 50th season. This season is going to be legendary, with past, present, and future colliding at Lumen Field. Get your tickets today at Seahawks.com/tickets.
If you want a dream bathroom without a humongous price tag, now's the time to call Bathfitter Northwest. Ursula Roytine here. I picked Bathfitter because they are the original one-day bath remodeler. They're a local, family-owned business that's been around for 40 years. They own every step in the process to make sure you get the best quality product and the best value. Now get 0% interest for 24 months. Call the people I trust to do the job right, Bathfitter, or visit bathfitternw.com.
An Aussie trucker travels to America to hike an epic trail.
It was rocky, it was imposing.
But Eric Robinson never made it to the end. I'm Dave Cawley. follow my podcast, Uinta Triangle, UINTA, on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen.
From office supplies to IT essentials, Amazon Business provides tools that help you save costs and make insight-based decisions. Learn how to bring your visions to life at AmazonBusiness.com.
Safety comes first. When money is tight, Buc-ee's has you covered with no credit financing. For oil changes, wiper blades, brakes, tire rotation, tune-ups, and factory maintenance, it's Buc-ee's Complete Auto. No appointment needed, and financing is available. Check Buc-ee's.com for the location near you.
Hi, I'm Keith Dashafee, owner of Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. We're celebrating 100 years of Pella excellence with an offer as strong as our legacy. Get $100 off every window, $100 off every door, and enjoy 100 days with no interest and no payments. It's our way of saying thank you for letting us be a part of your homes for a century. Visit PellaPNW.com to schedule your free consultation today. Pella, 100 years strong.
Welcome back to the show. All right, we got a weekend coming up, as everybody knows. It's Friday. Spike, you got any big plans this weekend? You going to go see any movies or anything like that?
I'm not. I'm going to kind of lay low this weekend.
Sweet. You had a big show last week.
We had a big show. We had a show. We had a show last week, Clearwater Casino. We got a show next week at Meeker Days down in Puyallup next weekend. So this is my kind of my weekend to get stuff done. I got to get the mower going today.
Oh yeah.
I need a little spring tune-up on my lawnmower.
Good for you.
Got to get that done.
Good for you.
Yeah. If the mama's not happy, nobody's happy.
Well, happy wife, happy life.
Yep.
I saw this video here, and we can play it here for the audience. I have not yet seen the new Mission Impossible movie, Dead Reckoning, but I really, really, really want to, and I'm really fascinated by the lengths to which Tom Cruise is willing to risk his life for well, I don't know if it's just for his career or for just to promote this movie. He does insane things in Mission Impossible. And what's interesting about it is most other actors don't do the kind of stunts that he's doing.
No, they're not allowed to by the studios they work for because these are valuable properties.
Yeah, absolutely.
These actors, these are money-making box office draws.
To ensure these actors, you have to make sure that they're going to complete filming. That's all the studios care about. We need to make sure that they complete the filming.
And with Tom Cruise, you have what? Is this the 7th Mission Impossible movie?
I think it's the
8th. 8th?
Yeah.
I mean, how much money has that guy put in the company's pockets?
A ton.
He's already almost killed himself jumping from building to building, broke his ankle.
Yep.
Very famous piece of video.
But the thing about these stunts is, what sets those movies apart is with the strides that AI is making.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to do this kind of stuff anymore. And CGI, it's like what you're seeing is like this is the only thing left to draw people because you know it's real. You know he's actually doing it.
And that adds value to the experience.
It adds value because you go, that's actually Tom Cruise falling in a parachute that's on fire. This actually is something he did. All right, let's play this video. No, it's real. Watch this.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to be deploying. If this is twisted while it's burning, I'm going to be spinning and burn. I have to kick out of the twist and then ignite it within 10 seconds.
Start soaking the parachute.
We're going to submerge
soaking it in fuel
into the avgas, soak up the fuel, so when the parachute opens and ignite it, it'll hold fuel and explode.
For this shot, what are we looking for?
It's quite literally establish the objects in your hand and burn the parachute. The more up we're looking, the more the burn we'll get.
Yep. We're going to be real smart. I'm not saying be risky, and we don't take risks.
We don't take risks. I'm just going to jump out of a helicopter with a burning parachute.
You're going to have to set for this and look up and ignite it.
Okay, let's go.
Let's go. Oh my gosh.
3, 2, 1, go!
Mission Impossible. I love this music. Sometimes I'll put this on.
16. Holy cow. And then the ground. Oh, he's
got a backup chute.
Yeah. Of course he's got a backup chute. Holy cow.
This is unbelievable. Doesn't it make you want to go see the movie?
It does. And
you
I
got
had
to
no
see
plans.
it.
I had no plans of going to the theater.
Are you going to go see it?
I'm going to see this movie. Not this weekend. I got to keep Mama happy.
They got a lawn to mow.
Maybe it'll come
You know what
out.
I'm going to do? I'm also mowing my lawn tonight. I have to mow tonight before guests come over.
Get it done.
But I'm going to put this music on while I'm mowing the lawn.
Oh, look at you. Are you going to light half the lawn on fire to make it more exciting for the family?
You know what I have?
You have
have a
wasps.
torch burner. I have a weed torch.
Don't.
I could turn that on.
You live dangerously
just
enough
to make
this
it
week,
exciting. It's not dangerous to burn weeds with your torch.
Let me ask you this. This is the kind of movie you got to see in the theater, right?
I feel like it is.
Yeah, because home
the spectacle.
Right. The watching movies at home. I mean, they say that we're in the death rattle of the cinema industry, not the movies. We'll always enjoy entertainment and grand movies and big adventures and loud explosions and all the things, but the going to the theater era,
the full experience
of with a crowd of people, who watch the thrills and chills and dare and danger together.
I want to see Tom Cruise 40 feet tall. If I watch him on my TV at home, then he's only life size.
He's just
just kidding.
Right. He's like,
no, it's
I met him. He's tiny. He's very tiny.
Listen, there's a lot of stuff that people can say about Tom Cruise. He's one of those guys you just want to watch.
You bet.
I love watching that guy in movies. I love the Mission
it,
Impossible movies. They're fantastic. I love Christopher McQuarrie, who directs and writes those movies. They're fantastic.
Is that who was working with him in the video we watched?
Who also did Usual Suspects.
Okay. Oh, okay.
I mean, you're in good hands.
Yeah.
You're in Mission Impossible hands.
That's awesome.
This is not a promo for the movie.
Is this the last one? He said this is the final one?
This is the final. Is this final
Did
reckoning?
you say that before he landed safely with the burning parachute? Or did you say that before?
This is it. Jumps out
the
of
last
the plane.
time I do this for you people.
Not gonna do it again. Unless you guys want me to, and then I'll do it again. All right. Well, whatever you all are doing this weekend, I hope you have a great, wonderful, sunny weekend. Enjoy time with your family. Hug your loved ones. And then we'll see you back here on Monday. Bye-bye.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
Attention! If you owe money to the IRS, this is an urgent message. The IRS is cracking down by sending out collection letters, garnishing paychecks, seizing bank accounts, and putting liens on homes and businesses. They call it enforced compliance, and you better watch out because penalties and interest on unpaid taxes compound daily, making it even harder to get out of debt. Don't let tax debt destroy your life. You need to call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. They're experts in taxpayer assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, Optima's resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. Let them fight on your behalf, helping to put your tax problems to rest. Call the tax professionals at Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys.